You know you're Sherry Dalager when you do the tongue on the nose? I can't even do it.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you wear socks with your Birkenstocks, you love Anne of Green Gables, and you're a kindred spirit, and you like to poop in the outhouse with the door open to enjoy the view. You might be Sherry Dalager if you what, Lukey?
Bubbles.
If you like bubbles.
I like bubbles.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you specifically buy new children's books for your little free library.
You might be Sherry if you always have a good book to recommend or even a copy to loan.
You might be Sherry if you run full speed on a slippery dock and jump in the lake like a pencil.
You might be Sherry if you're always down for synchronized swimming with the kids in the lake.
Okay, go.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you do the flying when you jump in the lake.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you always smile and always have kind words for anyone.
You might be Sherry if you meet a stranger and make them a friend for life.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you lovingly interrogate your guests so that you can learn their life story by the time they leave.
You know you're Sherry Dalager when you also go through McDonald's drive-thru and you order large iced sugar-free iced coffee.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you keep farm animals on hand in your living room just so that you can show him to your grandson on FaceTime.
So you see Grandma?
If you
Santa.
love Santa.
Love Santa.
You might be Sherry Dalager if your eldest daughter is constantly calling you in between 10 and 11:30 at night as she goes to take her dog for a walk. I love you, Mom.
You might be Sherry if you hand me your elbow when we are out walking. Happy birthday, Sherry.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you believe the key to success in life is good shoes, good beds, and vitamin D. You might be Sherry Dalager if your two requirements for receiving guests are good food and a clean toilet.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you ask your guests what groceries to get so you can make their favorite meals during their stay.
You might be Sherry if you make your own Jack seasoning for wild rice burgers.
You know your Pebs when you keep me stocked with Starbucks gift cards to get me through nursing school. Thanks, Pebs. Love you.
You know your Pebs when you come and help your little sister with every graduation, bridal shower, wedding, baby shower, and never complain once. Thank you, Pebs. Happy birthday. Love you.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you are dropping everything you are doing to help somebody who needs you.
Well, you might be Sherry Dalager if you can play a recorder, have 3 incredible daughters, 1 cute grandson, and a goofy husband named Steve.
You might be Sherry if you leave for work in the morning looking like $1,000,000, and you also have 5 different outfits laid out on your bed.
You might be Sherry if you prefer long skirts and vintage sweaters.
Kathy Farian says, you know you're Sherry Dalager if you're hard at work, talking on the phone, taking notes on the laptop with a pencil behind each ear and an apple under your chin, just in case you have time for a snack.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you're taking care of your students like they were your own children, being an incredible supporter, incredible listener.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you're mom to way more than just your children.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you drink just half a beer.
You know you're Sherry Dalager when you go, I am my dad, Sheldon Peterson.
And I look like my dad.
No, you're a Pebs if you come running each time your mother hollers, help, when she has to have some surgery. And she comes running every time, but it isn't always the greatest. Sometimes she'd like to sell the mother before she gets better. Happy birthday, Pebs.
You might be Pebs if you got to be Lincoln Hayes when we played Mod Squad.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you walked into school every morning when the bell was ringing, or almost every morning. Happy birthday, Pebs.
You might be Pebs Dalager if you had to ask me for help with your high school math.
You may be Pebs Dalager if when you were a little girl and Grandma told you you could not have a popsicle before dinner, you said, "But my tummy says, Pebs, you can have a popsicle."
You may be Pebs Dalager if when you were little and you would burp, someone would say, "What do you say, Pebs?" And you would say, "Thank you, Jesus."
You might be Sherry Dalager if you love your smile wrinkles.
You might be Sherry if your navigational app of choice is titled SJPD.
You know you're Sherry when you make cookies with the kids, cake pops. Enjoy any time you get with them. Happy birthday, Sherry.
I know Sherry for Halloween. Happy birthday, Sherry. I know Sherry for making cookies. Happy birthday, Sherry.
You might be Sherry Dalager if you are the mother of Maya Dalager, my soon-to-be daughter-in-law. We're looking forward to all the new things coming our way as our families come together. Wishing you a very happy birthday, and the 60s are the best.
You might be Sherry if you make killer lefse every year for Thanksgiving.
Your name might be Sherry Dalager if your last name was Peterson.
You might be Sherry Dalager if your name is Sherry Dalager.
You might be Sherry if a student checks in for advising, but will only meet with you because you are so wonderful and good at what you do. Happy birthday.
You know you're Sherry Dalager when there's so many people that love you and that you love, like your husband, your children, your grandchild, your sisters, your mother, your friends, your colleagues, your students, that guy on the street corner saying, "We'll work for food," when there's so many people that you care for, that your biggest decision every day is who to choose to demonstrate that love for. And you always make the right decision. That's how you know you're Sherry Dalager.
I love you.
I love you, Grandma.
Yeah, I love you.